The Bolts in full control. They're well ahead. It's 63 for none.
Neoco solar water heaters, water purifiers, chimneys, the gas hobs se guzeeko cha your way of quality living.
तपाईको असली एनर्जी रेड बुल असली नै रोजौं.
Can't wait, won't wait. Sunfeast Dark Fantasy.
After 5, Royals are nowhere next to where the Bolts are, and they've just dished out some magnificent hitting. HD Ackerman alongside me. HD, absolute carnage in the middle.
It's been a brilliant response from the Bolts. Let's bear in mind that this 6th over went for 16 runs for when the Royals were at the wicket. Because at the end of the power play, they were 48 without loss. Abhinash Bahara now, a little medium pacer with little variations. But they're well on top here, the Bolts, but an enormity of a way to go.
Yeah, Bohra has been introduced. He's been the partnership breaker as far as Nepal is concerned. Yeah, but got to really give it to these batters. Put the pressure back on the fielding side, and on a surface like this, HD, you'd ideally want to back yourself.
I think also they've been very, very smart. We've seen Malanta be aggressive, but as soon as Dipendra Singh Eri came on with his off spin, Malanta just knocked it for a single and said to the right-hander, he's your man. And so they've just done their matchups really, really cleverly.
Yeah, much like how Binod Bhandari and Saif Ali Zaid played their cricket early on, farming the strike, taking the strike to the left-arm spinner or the off-spinner. Yeah, he's the sight to watch today. He's the sight to behold in full flow. Asif, the captain, is saying, it's time to make it count.
You talk about leading from the front. You might give words of inspiration as a captain, but I tell you what, when you play an innings like this, your team tend to follow you.
Everything right about that shot. Looked to play straight, didn't try to overhit it. Good follow through of the bat. He's looking $1 million this afternoon as Asif Sheikh, the captain. And this partnership worth 68. Can sense the pressure for the boys in yellow as well. 184 in a big final when you're chasing after losing the toss, asked to field first. Wow, it's a good turnaround and response by the Bolts.
What they've done so well is when you have a big run chase, is the required run rate can get out of hand very quickly, because you walk in a couple of quiet overs against the new ball and suddenly you look at the scoreboard and you're needing 10, 11, 12 for a long period of time.
He's mistimed this one. Will this be an opportunity? Just falls ahead of the fielder. You've got to chance your luck in a chase like this. And Asif is ready to take on the bowlers as well.
So what they've done well here is they've been aggressive from the word go, and they've almost got ahead of the run chase. The required run rate is just 8 to the over, and you rightly point out, it's a brilliant, brilliant surface for batting. It's extremely hard work to bowl on here.
Good delivery. Yeah, and that's why you... Oh, this is ordinary cricket. Needless throw. Extra run conceded. Bowl says thank you very much. And that's why you have to go back to the innings of the Royals as well. 117 for no loss to 184 for 9. They lost 9 wickets for 66 runs, HD.
Not required, as you say. A little error from the keeper, but no harm, no foul. No one's going to run. And then this happens. And when you're in a final, in the end it comes down to very, very small margins. Yeah, look, they lost a lot of wickets, but they still were scoring at a decent rate. 180, we can't look past it and go, well, how many were they short? Because they had the platform to try and accelerate. Every batter that walked in was trying to hit the ball out the ground. Yep, maybe they could turn around and say we should have got 200, but 180, they'll take that.
He's looked good this afternoon, Milantha. Started off the campaign for the Bowls with 70 unbeaten runs, and today as well looking good on 34 not out. What a power play it's been for the Bowls. They've ruled in.
Himsta for a complete home.
क्रिकेटमा जितको मजा र फोनमा टेक्नोको मजा कसैले बिट गर्न सक्दैन बिकज टेक्नो प्रोवाइड्स बेस्ट क्वालिटी बेस्ट सर्भिस एन्ड बेस्ट सिग्नल टेक्नो स्मार्टफोन रोजी बनाउनुहोस् आफ्नो चोइस भोपाल.
And what a start for the Bowls.
The left-handed Milantha, he's owed them a few wonderful start to the tournament, but then he's sort of fallen away. But he's played beautifully here this afternoon. And Asif Sheikh, he too has come to the party. At the beginning, he might have been playing second fiddle to Milantha, but right towards the back end of the power play, he owned it. Now only 4 men are required inside the 30-yard circle. You can have 5 out. Changes thick and fast. He has more left arm spin. Safe. Good with the bat. Needs to be brilliant with the ball.
And he has been as well. 11 wickets in the tournament, an economy of under 7. Remember, he'll be bowling to the left-handed Milantha as well. For the moment, though, he begins his spell with Asif on strike, who's matched Milantha shot for shot. Yeah, take the pace off the ball. Is that the mantra?
Well, the pick of the bowlers was Rajbanji. I mean, they could barely hit him off the square. His variation of pace is quite exceptional.
Well, this is also the second highest score in the power play in the tournament, 71 for no loss. Pokhara got 80 against Lumbini Lions in the league matches. That was 80 runs on the board in the first 6. So for a final, big final, chasing a steep score, this is a remarkable effort by the Bowls.
I'll give you a statistic though. Out of the 13 highest scores, inning scores in the tournament, the Bolts aren't even in that lineup. This is way and beyond their highest total that they would be achieving here if they chase this down.
Yes, they've been a side that has been found wanting with their batting, particularly on top, and with Anil Shah getting injured, a reshuffle on top didn't really help their cause. Milantha has finally got into groove. A lot of changes in the field here for the left-handed batter in the middle. With the ball coming into him, he goes off, finds the fielder.
Just can't afford to pitch it too far up, because if he does, he'll go over long on or deep mid-wicket. His length has to be perfect here.
Was that in the slot for Milantha to free his arms? Time since the last boundary, 9 HD.
He tried to free his whole body there, never mind his arms. And I think he yorked himself.
Only 2 runs in this over so far. It's been a good and a quiet one. Not so quiet. Because it's a wicket, and it's a big one, and it's the captain of the JANKPUR Bowls. Zeb strikes in his first over. The move has worked, and this is a big opening here for the Royals.
Well, it's the right-hander that tries to take on the left-arm spinner, and he's nowhere near the pitch of it. It's a clever bit of bowling. He drags it down, he throws it wide, it finds the toe end of the bat, And Brandon McMullen in the deep barely makes a mistake. He got the runs. He's made the early breakthrough now. Asif Sheikh goes for a very well played 33. The Bolts have lost their first. They've got 73 on the board.
Yeah, from the ruckus chants to the thunderous applause, the crowd is the 12th man, driving their teams with every ounce of energy. HD. Incredible, unreal scenes here at the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. Surprise, surprise, a big change on top. Mohammad Mohsin played a handy innings of 13 not out to take their team to a winning position and take them across the line in one of the league games, batting in the middle order. Today he's been given a promotion in the big final.
He's not going to bring out the reverse sweep again, is he?
Your guess is as good as mine, HD. Ishan Pandey, another very fine youngster who's made a splash in this tournament. An economy under 7, 2 for 11 is best. It's been given to left-handed batters in the middle and the off-spinner. Matchups, Mr. HD.
The most used phrase or word up here in the commentary box. Does he think he got a little glove on that? Wide in the end.
This turn on offer. You could see that turn the bit as well. Encouraging signs if you're a spinner.
Just a toe end. He's got a good pair of hands. Mullen.
Yeah, he'd ideally want to keep pace with that asking rate. He's bowling well. Needs to be careful here, Mohsin. As a batter, you don't want to be stuck in the crease, HD, to a ball that's turning.
Well, the other thing you don't want is Malanta to lose his momentum.
Yeah. Lots happening in the middle.
Well, there is turn. And it just holds and bites, doesn't it, in the pitch.
Gets off the mark. Sun's playing hide and seek at the moment here with the clouds. He's breaking out of the clouds and coming in.
Just wonder now, with this left-hander on strike. Didn't have it for 3 deliveries. Been 14 since the last boundary. He'll be getting itchy. Even though they're well ahead of the game, he'll be getting itchy.
Yeah, he's trying to pierce that offside for a while now. Fairly understandable. You want to go with the turn. I reckon something will give you. Nicely driven. Another very tidy over. Only 4 runs coming off it. So good passage of play for the Royals. They've kept things quiet. 77 for 1.
अब संसारको जुनसुकै ठाउँबाट
आयामी गरेको पैसा सजिलै प्राप्त गरौँ
डाइरेक्ट आयामी पेको सुपर वालेटमा
तपाईको असली एनर्जी रेड बुल असली नै रोजौं
I dare to overcome every hurdle and shine like a beacon. Presidential Graduate School, where every step leads to a new adventure.
happier child, happier home. Today sahi.
In the first 6 overs, one of the best power players in the tournament, should I say second best overall, and then a wicket of Asif, and things have gone a little quiet. Time since the last boundary, 16 deliveries. You need a couple of Manhattans if you're in the JANKPUR bowls.
It's the Scotsman, Brandon McMullen, with his little seamers. So they're just not willing to risk the left arm spin of Zaib against the left-handed Malanta. 7 bowlers used now.
Nicely driven. Straight to the fielder. Milanta's just trying to be a little adventurous in his crease. There's 7 bowlers used in 8 overs, HD.
Mixing and matching. All to do with left-handed, right-handed combinations, and 2 left-handers at the crease now. So for Dipendra Singh Airee, he just feels he's not going to risk bowling left-arm spin.
Yeah, that asking rate was inside 9 when Asif and Milanta were in the middle, and it's just gone over 9, a little over 9. That should not be a panic concern.
Oh, they're still ahead at the same stage, at exactly the same stage. The Royals were 71 without loss. But just remember who's still sitting with his pads on: Jimmy Neesham. So the bowlers will be saying, we need to contribute, we need to get him, we need to get us close, and then our finisher can do the job. We've left him with too much to do too often.
Yeah, he's got a good hold of this one, and that's into the crowd as well. That's Milanta in his zone, and he's building the ball extremely well this afternoon.
Again, when you don't have a huge amount of pace, and when you're trying to bowl slower balls and cutters, you can't get your length that wrong, because this just sat up and said, hit me. And Milanta said, with pleasure.
With both hands, HD. As easy as it gets. And look at that. Neesham is saying, finish it off, guys. I'm happy sitting in the dugout. Smartly done. This is intelligent cricket. Using the pace, opening the face of the bat, and accessing the gap as well. 10 runs in the last 2 deliveries. Another good over here.
It's got the bit between the teeth now, Milanta. Just guided. 2 men there. 2 men behind point. Too big a gap for that man. Through the eye of a needle.
Yeah, just trying to derail the concentration of the bowler as well, trying to pull out a switch hit and then aborting that shot at the very end and playing your conventional cricket. Milanta is just playing a very fine brand of fearless and creative cricket in the middle. Steep chase. Yeah, but they've done well so far. $13 runs of over number 9. Another productive one here for the Bolts. They're looking and sitting pretty at 90 for 1 after 9.
सुजल डेयरीको उत्कृष्ट उत्पादन डिलाइट डेयरी व्हाइटनरले अब हरेक दिन डिलाइटफुल।
तपाईको असली एनर्जी रेड बुल असली नै रोजौं।
Final game. Who will be driving it around Nepal and this ground? Who will walk away with a beautiful Omoda Jeko? What an innings this man has played. He looks strong, looks good, reaches another 50. He got one in the very first game for the Bulls. and now in the final. The dugout stands up in admiration and adoration, and Milanta has been a picture of focus and concentration in the middle. He's got some bat on it, and it's enough to clear the field at long off. It's raining sixes here, and the JANKPUR balls are looking very dangerous in the middle.
Siddhartha Bank 6 sent in to do this job, Mohsin. Not to mess around. They've got batters that they've pushed down the order. They've sent him up the order to do exactly that.
Yeah, drags his shot. Yeah, ideally, he's been sent with the role, as you rightly pointed out, HD. And so far, he's done well.
Can't believe this, really. I mean, the Bolts have stumbled their way into this final. They've looked quite incredible today from about over 12 onwards. With the ball, they were put to the sword early on, but then they fought their way back. Now with the bat, those who lit up the competition in the opening few games and then went quiet, will they back again?
Oh, that's a poor delivery, and that's been put away as well. This is easy pickings for a man batting on his 50. JANKPUR bowls breached the 100-run mark as well, courtesy that 6. And it's all going one way at the moment, as the bowls are taking full control of this game.
Wow, is that not close to a no ball? This is very, very tight, above waist height.
You're very lucky to get away with if you're a bowler. You can sense Dipendra Singh Airi also is feeling the heat in chilly conditions out here. Ishan has conceded 14 in his first 4. JANKPUR bowls have moved to 104 with 9 wickets in hand. They need 81 and 62 now. They've got quick runs in the middle. Nicely done.
It's theirs for the taking now. We've reached that sort of situation where the required run rate is under 8. Now they need to be smart. Milanta can knock those full tosses out the ground. He can hit the occasional half volley for 4, but he holds the trophy. He's got one hand on it. But we've seen some strange and hysterical things happen here.
Got him! Talk about strange and hysterical things. And look at Milanta at the other end. Why, my dear friend, why? Against the run of play. Ishan strikes, Mohsin has to depart. And once again, this game's in the balance.
On the stroke of drinks, it happens so often. Well, we all have to understand that Mohammad Mohsin was sent in to play strokes like this, except he was meant to hit them out the ground. Ish Pandey, the man for a crisis, has struck. Mohammad Mohsin goes for 9. The Bolts 105 for 2 at drinks.
Himal Dental Hospital, the perfect junction where experience, expertise and excellence meets technology. We are 24 hours open.
Right Path Career Counseling. Right counseling for quality education.
Pond Super Light Gel with hyaluronic acid. 200% instant hydration. Miracles happen.
Winter Fresh. Freshness that bonds.
Legends rise through greatness and lead with their actions.
From a timeless legacy to inspiring a nation, legends choose the ball. Drive like a legend. Drive the ball.
Himsta for a complete home.
Pond Super Light Gel with hyaluronic acid. 200% instant hydration. Miracles happen.
Himsta for a complete home.
सुजल डेरीको उत्कृष्ट उत्पादन डिलाइट डेरी व्हाइटनरले अब हरेक दिन डिलाइटफुल
DHI happier home. Today's hey.
Neoco solar water heaters, water purifiers, chimneys, the gas hobs le buzeko cha. Your way of quality living.
It's had a reasonable tournament. The runs he's got have not come quickly, but Neesham's come in and applied the finishing touches after he's done the hard work. And finally, we're going to see left arm spin turn to again. As safe save, one of the two wicket takers will return. Malantha 57 not out. Looking very good indeed, as I've got Manali Patel alongside me again. For all money, you would say this is JANKPUR's game to lose, but I think we will have more than a few twists over the next little while, including this one.
Right out of the ground, the off stump. Tried to throw the absolute kitchen sink at this. Ishan Pandey smart, very full, very straight. And a breakthrough that they needed desperately, the Royals. The headache for them, though, is Malantha, 58 off 34 and still out in the middle.
Just dash a quick single. Don't know if you caught Lahiru Malantha's reaction at the non-striker's end. He could not believe what he'd just seen from Abid Mohsin, because the over had gone for plenty, including the big six that Malantha dispatched off the full toss, the juiciest of full tosses. I actually thought he was signalling for a no, but he was going, what are you doing? He was pleading with Mohamed Mohsin, saying we've got complete control. Now you've just given a window. It's a tiny window back into the game by gifting them a wicket. Smoked and smoked right up onto the VIP balcony. 6 more.
Absolutely smoked this one, and no surprise, he wants the strike. He's asked Harsh Tucker to get him on strike twice. Stole this last run, and this has been put away into the stands. Saif Ali Zaib just a tad too short, and he played with the spin as this went some distance. Nearly took out the Amoda there.
It's actually gone into the practice pitches. I thought it was onto the VIP balcony, it was over it. Oh, what a strike. It was a friendly delivery. Slower through the air, dragged down, and that ball could be a while coming back. Pressure, big pressure on Zaib. Surprised that delivery was bold, because the DJ didn't notice the ball coming back and the tunes have just kept going. Great credit to Malantha. I think most batters would have pulled away there. Shows how in the zone he is.
He is in the zone. Absolutely in the zone. I mean, everything's coming right out of the middle of the bat. And he doesn't want to waste time, because we've spoken about momentum and it's going his way right now. He wants to keep going.
The only thing Harsh Thakur cannot afford is a glut of dots. If he gets 10 off 10, 12 off 12, that's fine with the way Malantha's going. You don't want to just reopen the required run rate conversation. It's under 8, remarkably. That's going to help. It'll be a couple, and we'll get Malantha back on to strike. It's another good over for the Bolts. They're in full control. It's 116 for 2.
अब संसारको जुनसुकै ठाउँबाट
आयामी गरेको पैसा सजिलै प्राप्त गरौँ
डाइरेक्ट आयामी पेको सुपर वालेटमा।
I dare to overcome every hurdle and shine like a beacon. Presidential Graduate School, where every step leads to a new adventure.
DHI Happier Home. Today sa hai.
Well, doesn't that paint a picture? The split screen tells you all you need to know about which team is happier with their position right now. You can never rule out the Royals. They've only lost one game all season. That was to Chitwan. And Dipender Singh Airi says, give me the ball. I need to change this game. And change it. He may have. He goes after it himself and puts it down. Of all the fielders in Nepal, you'd want it underneath it. It's this man. Maybe it shouldn't have been his catch. It should have been Harmeet Singh's. Tiger said it's mine, and it goes to ground.
There are an awful lot of things going the Bolt's way, and he can breathe. Milantha's played so well so far. Just checked it at the very end. The ball never came early in it. Popped up an easy one. It is through the hands. 9 out of 9. 10 out of 10, he would have taken it. But in the finals, this one goes down. How expensive is this going to be?
And how many times have we seen this? The drop is followed by a maximum. A stamp of authority from Harsh Thakur and a kick of the turf in frustration from Dipender Singh Airi.
Now this is the Harsh Thakur that we know. This is the Harsh Thakur we've seen. And he's finally showed up today. Down the ground, in total control of it. And it goes a long way.
These are by a distance the most difficult catches you'll take in cricket, running over your shoulder. Add into that the fact that he is the bowler himself. There's almost nobody in the world who's going to get there off his own bowling like Dipender Singh Airi did. I thought Harmeet Singh had a real chance in it, but having done all the hard work by his standards, he'll be disappointed it burst through his fingers. Is that the match? Is that the game-changing moment? Has the trophy slipped through Airi's hands?
Well, this is intelligent batting from the two. They got the 6, they're rotating the strike while they're working the gaps at the moment. And he is really channeled in right now. Lahiri Milantha, 67 off 38 deliveries.
You just sense as though that could have been the moment. It would have been the big one of Milantha. I've no doubt Neesham would have walked in. Get Neesham, then you might get the game as well. Instead, it's 10 off the over. It's not the wicket that maybe Airi deserved, but he's nobody to blame but himself. 12 have been bowled, 126 for 6.
I dare to overcome every hurdle and shine like a beacon. Presidential Graduate School, where every step leads to a new adventure.
तपाईको असली एनर्जी Red Bull असली नै रोजौं.
Legends rise through greatness and lead with their actions. From a timeless legacy to inspiring a nation, legends choose the ball. Drive like a legend. Drive the ball.
And Thacker's effort, and indeed Karel and House's, came against the Biratnagar Kings. They don't need 116 today, they only need 59 more. If they put on 50 plus, the game will be dust for the Royals, as finally Harmeet Singh is called back into the attack. SUDURPASCHIM need a wicket, they need it now. And so nearly they get it, just didn't carry. That's not a chance. Falls maybe a yard and a half in front of Dipender Singh Airi. This is in the previous over. I can promise you there's probably not another bowler in the world who would have got there off his own bowling. He's made, what, 20 yards, 25, but ultimately it went to ground, and Malantha channels his inner Virat Kohli, those iconic shots from 2016, falling to his knees, not in celebration, but in relief.
Harmeet Singh continuing to be as economical as he can. He hasn't picked up a wicket yet, but just the 8 runs. And in the grand scheme of things, he's been quiet when we compare to the other bowlers.
That's a poor delivery for someone who's had such a good tournament. It just says, hit me. Malantha into the 70s. He disappeared in the middle of the tournament. He's back with a bang now, isn't he?
And what a time to come back. Right when it matters. Harmeet Singh a bit too straight. And helped all the way. 4 runs picked up. And Malantha, I mean, how good has he been today?
Fane's going to the offside, instead hits into the leg. Pick up 2 more. Great athleticism shown by Malantha.
I think this is also the first time that we've seen the Royals under this sort of pressure. They've dominated every game so well. They've always been in control in the field. The fielding has been sharp. The bowlers generally have found their line and length. And today, thanks to bowling to the Malanthas of this side from the bowls, it's been very difficult. Does use that crease well as well. Tries to change the lengths for himself.
Well, they panicked, haven't they? In one of the game they lost, that was to the Chitwan Rhinos by 33 runs, and it was in a completely different set of scenarios. They panicked in the chase that time. When Irie got out, the rest of them folded away. Today, Irie has gone the distance with the ball, 3 overs, none for 38. The man who many were talking about as being a player of the tournament has had his worst game at the worst possible time. And unless he can produce some piece of magic and fast, this game is slipping through the Royals' fingers. Bolts 135 for 2.
Banking sector ma पहिलो पटक सिद्धार्थ बैंकले ल्याएको छ सिद्धार्थ रिवार्ड्स यसमा पोइन्ट छ सिद्धार्थ बैंक सम्बन्ध सधैँभरिलाई
तर यो जिद्दी दाग यो निकाल्न इजी छ सर्फ एक्सेल इजी वाश यसको 10 हातको शक्ति छ यस्तो जसले जिद्दी दाग निकाल्न गर्छ इजी सर्फ एक्सेल इजी वाश
Neoco solar water heaters, water purifiers, chimneys, the gas hobs ले बुझेको छ your way of quality living.
अब संसारको जुनसुकै ठाउँबाट
आयामी गरेको पैसा सजिलै प्राप्त गरौँ डाइरेक्ट आइएमपीको सुपर वालेटमा
Competition is yet to bowl today. Harmeet Singh's bowled his first really expensive over of the tournament. Scott Kugelheim has gone round the park at 14 and over. Irie's going at 13 and over. Right now, this is like a boxer staggering around the ring, not knowing which way to turn.
Yeah, you can see it on their faces, you can see it in the body language. There's stress out there for the Royals. They didn't expect to find themselves in this situation. Not after piling on all the runs that they did, 184 in that first innings. And we've never seen their fans this dejected. They need a breakthrough if they're to stay in this game, and they need it quick. And in fact, the breakthrough has to be that of Malantha, who's 74 off 41. Just 50 from 42 in a T20, when you've still got plenty of wickets in hand, is not a hard task. I suppose it only comes down to whether the Bolts batters, the rest of them, can find some runs today, if needed.
For me, it comes back to the thing we've spoken about again and again in this tournament, matchups, and how we all feel it's being overplayed. You've got to bowl your best bowlers. Naren Saud is surely one of the Royals' best bowlers, the under-19 star. Due respect to Ishan Pandey, I know he got that wicket, He's not one of their best bowlers. The only reason he bowled his off breaks was because there was 2 left-handers at the crease. Ariz bowled his 3 very expensively. Then Mike, the subfielder, just running a change of baton for Malantha. It'll be talked about again and again in the analysis post this match and post this tournament. I think far too often they've refused to bowl the left-arm spinners to the left-handers for not necessarily good reason. I know there's data behind it, I know there's science. Gotta bowl your best bowlers, it's that simple for me. It's a clinic, it's an exhibition, it's a virtuoso left-handed performance for the Bolts, and this time it's not Jimmy Neesham, it's Lahiru Malantha.
Absolute class, and the Bolts fans are on their feet. The hands through that ball, the eyes on the ball, the balance doesn't get any better than that. And he's picking the gaps as he wishes.
Go back to play the game, not the occasion. This cauldron, this amphitheatre, this historic ground, and the atmosphere that none of us who are here, whether up here, on the ground, or in the grass banks, or on the grass banks, it's got to them. Malantha's got his best score of the tournament. He started well, he may finish even better, just when it mattered most. 2 sold-out crowds. Malantha has stood up tall for the Bolts.
And in favour of the Bolts, Harsh Tucker also seems to be a lot more positive in the middle. Playing his natural game, 14 off 12. He's smoked 1 for 6. There will still be some nerves in that dugout. They know that they're close. They don't want to mess it up from here on. It's 43 from 38.
Unbelievable. Just when it matters most, you want players like Lahiru Malantha in your team. He's into the 80s.
What a shot this is. He's lapped it for 4. He's all over the bowlers, playing with them, towing with them. There's no fielder in the deep. He knew he had a gap there, and he picks it perfectly. Now just 39 off 37. We knew this was going to be a run fest. The pitch said it was going to be a run fest. And it's definitely turning out to be one.
Intelligent batting. Gets the boundary, gets the single, keeps the strike. The Bolts could cruise home from here. It's 147 for 2.
सुजल डेरीको उत्कृष्ट उत्पादन डिलाइट डेयरी व्हाइटनरले अब हरेक दिन डिलाइटफुल.
I dare to overcome every hurdle and shine like a beacon. Presidential Graduate School, where every step leads to a new adventure.
Watch NPL on the go on Ncell app, unlimited YouTube and other NPL packs. Download Ncell app now or dial *123*9#.
Came in for a little criticism through the end of the group stages, and even in those crunch playoff games, he just went missing a bit. But just when it's mattered most, how he has stood up. And he's now top of the charts. He will end as the leading run scorer. He'd love to have 300 plus next to his name. He would love the tournament's 2nd century, ideally unbeaten, next to his name. He's been exceptional. He's guiding the Bolts home.
And with all that, he would love to pick up the trophy at the end of the tournament.
Even the miss hit's going his way now. And all of a sudden, there's a hush from the Royals fans. They don't know where to turn or.
Just look so dejected, the Royals fielders. Right on the toe. And everything's come out of that middle. God, the toe hurts. It really hurts.